Have you ever missed one and had somebody get mad?
Well, sometimes if I predicted that it would be sunny and we had a little shower here and there, they get mad at me, even though that I'm still here on site. I'll let them know that something's going to happen, but yet it didn't always go like I planned.
I don't play golf when there's a chance of rain because you can get heckled from several holes over.
Well, especially, you know, if you're the meteorologist and you're out playing golf and it starts storming, what are you doing? You should have told us.
Absolutely. Why didn't you know? So, Willis, thank you very much for being with us today.
You bet.
Mark, a great night to enjoy the game.
It really is. You know, I couldn't have lived with myself if it were raining on opening night of the new ballpark here in downtown. And it is absolutely gorgeous. What a baseball facility, and how fortunate we are to have it here in Birmingham. Got a little video to show you from earlier today as folks have been putting all the final pieces together. Just a fantastic facility. I mean, you can see where the lines have already been placed. The dirt is perfect, the grass is beautiful, and the weather, again, couldn't be much better. So if you can't get tickets tonight or you don't have them for tonight, try to get down here this weekend. You would certainly enjoy it. It's very family friendly, it's open, and it's a facility that we can be proud of here in the city of Birmingham.
His own entourage, his own spokesperson. It's hard to get to the actual rodent these days.
And Mark, are you for the defense or prosecution?
Look, I mean, this is a rat that has fantastic PR, and
really
the public
does.
relations for Phil is fantastic. I think he'll do just fine, but I smell a rat. There you go. Thank you. It's been a long Tuesday. Let's start off with what it looks like outside. Cloudy and chilly. There was some sunshine, which got...
Kind of feels like Mount Everest around here tonight.
Oh my goodness.
You know, the cold just won't stop. And I've got more folks that are saying enough already. Yeah. I mean, they're hopping mad.
Got two of them right here.
Yeah, and a lot of us are ready. We're done with it. And we've got one more night, and then the recovery will begin. It's just going to take a little time. Tonight, we've just officially named this Prater Pole. It's very similar to Pesky Pole out of Boston, but it's now officially Prater Pole. And I just about got drilled by a line drive. It was amazing. I would have been a YouTube sensation. But more on the forecast, though, coming up in just a bit. Cynthia?
Seriously.
Yes, they are. And Mark, I know the one confirmed tornado that touched down, but things could have been a lot worse, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. It's that time of the year where things can really get out of hand in a short amount of time, but we were very fortunate this go-around. We still have a pretty healthy line of thunderstorms pushing through central and another one through east Alabama, so we're not done with the severe weather threat just yet. But I want to show you a live shot now and I've got a look at our pollen count coming up after the break and a look at the rest of the week, our rain chances, the weekend, and all of that in your forecast just ahead.
Get it.
And the first day of April was no joke when it came to perfect spring weather. Temperatures very comfortable outside. More on how long that will last and our next rain chance. All coming up after the break.
Good weather for cleanup today. What a difference.
Yeah, and when you see a line of storms like that, and I'm explaining to folks, straight line wind damage is very serious. That's a perfect example of what can happen. Especially a little bit higher up, higher elevations on some of the ridges. That's where you're going to see your stronger winds. The higher you go, they usually increase quite a bit. So we did have a number of spots with damage, and we are fortunate that we didn't have any tornadoes in our area, but parts of North Alabama did. Let's start off with a view, though, that's a little more pleasing. How about the beach? That's a great-looking live shot right now. You're looking live at Panama City, and looks like a beach volleyball game just wrapped up, and probably a lot of folks out there getting ready to call it an evening to go grab a bite to eat. And then the crabbing begins. Take cover immediately. This tornado will be arriving in the city of Tuscaloosa within the next minute or two. It's going through stages. You can see it's starting to wrap up and then it starts to fall apart at times. Don't be misled by that. These things can really start to ramp up. As a matter of fact, look at that. That's another little vortice trying to start there. This is the parent tornado.
Look at that tornado. Look at the velocity. You can see the debris.
Okay, this is our debris field. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to step over to this side. Look at this tornado. Live right now. This is what's happening. It is headed towards the city of Tuscaloosa. Again, I can't emphasize enough, from Skyland Boulevard northward, this is going to be a violent tornado. We're talking very dangerous, very high winds, structural damage that could be extensive. This could cause not only the damage for structure, but a loss of life. That's why I want you in a safe spot right now. Folks, you're watching the tornado live on TV right now on CBS 42 that is headed towards the city of Tuscaloosa. This is looking right into it. This is not a rain-wrapped tornado. This is a rare supercellular mesocyclone. This is pulling up debris. Look at the debris. It's getting pulled right up out of this, out of the ground there. The trees as well as any structures. Marlon, you're doing a fantastic job shooting this thing. You're in a perfect spot for it. Stay where you are. We're going to watch this thing as it continues to move. On that tornado, there it is. Folks, that is a violent tornado. That is a large tornado, and it is now headed towards Cordova. David, you're in a spot that's safe. I have faith that you're in the right spot, but that is a very large tornado, and this is classic looking right on the southwest flank. Much broader rotation. If that expands, especially once it starts to pick up some debris, that's what we're going to be looking at moving through just to the west of Coleman, right along the interstate in 278. But that right there is confirmation that the tornado is on the ground. So let's get you in that spot that's safe. Just stay there. We've been talking about it for a while. Again, like I told you, we're going to ride this out with you because we're going to get you through this storm.
I could get to a place of safety immediately right here on Highway 78. Now there's some very large hail beginning to fall.
There's the hail. What size are we looking at on this, David?
Here we go. We got it up here.
All right, we got your shot. There's a tornado.
Live tornado on the ground.
Right, pop that up real quick. Let's go ahead, and it's on the Skype computer. Look at that. That is a big tornado. All right, David.
Yeah, it is.
This is the tornado right here. This is how broad and how big this tornado is. It is now moving just through northern Hueytown and is on the ground. It is a violent tornado. It is going to travel right up I-20, and this is I-20 in Arkadelphia. For those of you familiar, we're now looking at the tornado likely moving through Adamsville, the state trooper office over there, Dale's Tires, back over towards the Old Gray Lady. That's another spot that this tornado will likely pass through. This thing is very, very large. It's going to cover a huge swath. Started to lift off towards the north and east, but we're still on the back side of that low. So everything's wrapping around through North Alabama, keeping the cloud cover persistent across much of central Alabama for at least tonight. Into the early morning hours, though, we will start to clear out. Check out our day tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. You will have sunshine, but it will be cold. You'll need jackets as well as hats, maybe even gloves for the kids in the morning. Temperatures into the upper 20s to start the day. Throughout the afternoon, the main line is starting to become a little more disorganized, but still linear, stretching right across central Alabama. Here's the I-65 corridor. You can see heavy rain still stretching from Aniata near Springville back into Trussville, Leeds, Moody, Pelham, Calera, Montevallo, all the way down into Dallas County. Now this line has been progressing towards the east very slowly, but it's finally gotten a little kick here lately. And it's starting to move into an area that has already been worked over by this batch of thunderstorms that moved through East Alabama just a couple of hours ago. That's taking a lot of the energy out of the atmosphere that these storms would need to stay not only strong, but possibly up to severe limits. So there are no warnings in effect across our viewing area at this hour. And it looks like we're on a pretty good stretch here that we may not necessarily have to deal with much more in the way of severe weather in our viewing area for the rest of tonight. But I don't want you to let your guard down just yet. We've got to make sure this gets through East Alabama without any problems. But again, this line will continue to slide through not only southern Talladega County, but Coosa, Tallapoosa, Clay, back into Randolph and Chambers counties. And these storms will drop a lot of rain in a short amount of time. So travel will be messy for the rest of tonight around central Alabama. Still raining through the western counties, and that's, of course, on top of rain which passed through earlier. So there are going to be a few spots where water is holding, and travel may be a bit slippery for at least the next 4 to 5 hours in West Alabama. Look at the temperature contrast, though. We're looking at the warm tropical air through East Alabama, roughly from I-65 eastward, and then what a drop-off. Lee Garner was talking about this earlier, the temperature plunge. Now 10 degrees cooler in Tuscaloosa than in Birmingham, 77 for those of you in Calera, 76 and 83 in Chilton as well as Coosa counties. Here is the encouraging news starting out at 6:15. Showers and thunderstorms moving through East Alabama.